to get my extra smart new husband to manage the office for an Alaskan pipeline construction camp. I didn't know that I would be the only woman there among 150 working men. I'm a small town southern girl who was brought up to stay clean, dress nice, and be polite. My father was strict and untrusting. I was not allowed to be alone with a boy. No single dates, only double dates. And the curfew was 10 o'clock, even on Fridays and Saturdays. Once I was grounded for a whole school year for being 10 minutes late getting in the house. My father, who I thought was sitting on the back porch, walked in our living room and caught me sitting on my boyfriend's lap. Father said, "Goodbye, Bill," who left at once. Father pointed his fist at me. "You go nowhere but school for 9 months. I begged every day, but he would not relent. I did not have one single date in my 9th grade year. My father was also neat about everything he did for himself or supervised. When he folded the laundry, it looked like each item was pressed. He was so precise that at the end of each summer, he took his lawnmower completely apart, soaked all the parts, each and every screw, all washed with a stiff brush and gasoline before putting it back together again. Arriving at the temporary camp in 50-degree below zero weather, we were told we could not be roommates. "But we're married," I insisted. Paperwork is sent to Houston. Van is given a two-man room assignment. I was sent away to sleep at a nearby camp that did have quarters for men and women. Waiting for paperwork before I can go to work, I got to wander. For the first time, I saw Arctic foxes and snowy owls. I was delighted by the northern lights. Van told me northern lights are sun flares pushed to earth by the powerful solar winds. See, I told you he was smart. Me too. I am befriended by Wally, the camp manager. I hung around his office to learn how everything got done. I sat out on the loading dock and checked things in. I heard him tell one of the suits from Houston, "Vicky's a good counter." Later, they put me in charge of all the machinery. Backhoes, cranes, saws, everything that buzzes loud, that digs dirt or piles snow or cuts pipe or a million other things. I watched men unload case after case of whiskey that came in purple, almost velvet bags, branded with gold embroidery thread. I eat meals with Van. My dad did not allow talking with food in your mouth. My first lunch, the men across the table talked with a mouthful of teeth-crushed green peas. I almost puked. Van took me for a nature walk every night after dinner to smoke a doobie. Van learned you can get anything on the slope. It was 1975 and everybody there indulged in something. You could get Acapulco gold. The leaves were golden colored, and the high lasted 6 hours. Cocaine, White Cross tablets for speed. Me, an innocent 24-year-old sheltered girl, was amazed. The company at Prado Bay closed eyes to addictions. unless you got in trouble that hurt a machine or vehicle, car or crane, you were fired. The company did know that the pipeline had 800 miles to go. Employees would see no TV, no radio, and day-old newspapers were fought over. The men and me worked 8 7-day weeks. Then we had 2 weeks off. Van and I got to fly back and forth to Houston to visit family. There were non-stop flights between Fairbanks and Houston many times a day. After 2 weeks, an 8 by 12 foot empty office was converted into our bedroom by nailing 2 twin bunk beds together. The space was so little, we walked sideways against the walls to get in bed. 2 drawers at the end of each bed, a closet 1 foot wide, I guess for guns, years back when it was a hunting camp. Everyone worked 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day, breakfast at 5 a.m. On the tour of the bunkhouse, the shared bathroom was 10 yards down the hall from our room. I counted only 4 showers with no curtains, 4 toilet stalls with no doors, and 4 basins. I visited the camp manager, who provided bars and shower curtains to hang on them, and stall doors for toilets. To preserve my modesty, Wally painted a 2 foot square sign he hung on the shower stall at the end that read, "Girl in shower, no peeking." On the other side, "Man in shower, you can peek." I showered last, after listening to be sure there was no water running. I went to work with unwashed teeth. I was in the habit of brushing right after breakfast, but when I went in as soon as the men left, the strong bowel odors, they varied in type and awfulness, made me cough and gag, and seeing the sinks filled with spit, soaked whiskers, wads of tobacco, blood, streaks of shaving cream made me puke. I see men as a group so filthy. I want to say, do you do this at home, or do you do it because they do? I wait for the cleaning crew to finish cleaning the bathroom I share with 150 men, and take my toothbrush on my coffee break. The end.